Hey, what's up everybody? SC here, back with the finals of this season of KCM. Well, the semifinals, I guess it's the playoff match one. Sorry guys, got a little hype there. We're going into game number one. Gonna be Snow versus Mong, but here is your full lineup. Movie, Mini Snow Bisu, Light Royal Rush Mong. I am so glad to see Mong back here again. I think he really showed up in week number 7. Dude was just killing it for the Terran race, man. And Terran, they need a ringer right now. They've been having such a hard time this season. I think everybody's expecting them to go out here to be eliminated and Protoss to move on, but you never know. You really never know. With this lineup, anything can happen. These are the best Protoss and Terran players in the world right now. And they've got a lot on the line, man. They want to get in that finals. They want to get this prize money. It's not a huge amount. And also, there's no all kill, really. 200,000 won. What is that, like 200 bucks, I think? That's because Soma snagged it last week. Haha. You got an all kill on the Terran race. And, secured that. I think it was like 1,800 bucks, so not bad. Not bad for a day's work. Looks like Mong's saving some money here. He's gonna take his gas, yeah. That gas gets taken. And he's gonna throw down at the barracks as well. So yeah. Not wanting to play that game this time. Snow did indeed want to steal that gas, but he's not gonna get the opportunity. Looks like he might get a SCV kill though. Whoa! Heal, 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 heal. Ooh. Woo. That was some close repairing. That SCV is right on the edge of the mineral patch too. 13 health. Yikes, 9 HP now. Snow already putting on the pressure here. I think this is why Snow loves this map. This is why he loves this this strategy. Sending the probe across the map early. I mean, even if you don't get the kill, or excuse me, even if you don't get the steal, you can still go ahead and harass here early. 5 HP. Can he actually get this? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Heal, 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 heal. Okay. Nice repair job. Nice repair job. Keeping those alive. Oh my god. That SCV with 4 HP. One more, just one hit away here. Losing that SCV. He's looking for it. He wants to get it. That 4 HP SCV. Being controlled nicely here by Mong. Just going to keep that next to the Marine there. Sending it to go build something. Hopefully it drifts to the right, to the top side there. Oh, God. Oh, man, that was close. Is he going to get it? Nice. He gets the probe. Whew. Whew. Quite a back and forth here already between Mong and Snow. Trying to get each other's SCVs and probes. Does get a scout off on the main base, and we'll have a nice little block here on the ramp as well as very small ramp. So Snow not going to be able to pass that little ramp there. We'll just be pushed back, and Mong should be snagging his bunker here shortly. We've got a armory, or excuse me, a machine shop being added on here in Mong's base. Really keeping us cool during that whole exchange with the SCVs and probes. He didn't like over repair or anything like that, just repaired enough to keep his SCVs alive. Sends him back to mining right away. Didn't lose anything. He's still producing Marines here. Okay, we're gonna have some sort of little tank push going on here. I think we'll wait for maybe 2-3 tanks. And mines to finish up. Or mines to be on the way at least. And push across the map here. Here comes the Marines. You can see the number of Marines. That's kind of a dead giveaway. I think that Snow knows now. He is going to have to contend with this attack. So just one tank push with vultures rallied across. Can Mong get anything done with this? It's pretty risky. You lose this early tank. It's quite painful. Shield battery is on the way. That's going to help Snow out a lot here in this defense. We've seen the prevalence of shield batteries go up wildly in the past couple of years, and now they're being built regularly in this matchup. Like, nice focus there on one of those Dragoons. Oh, the Vulture getting up the ramp here is huge. He's only got one shot left on that Vulture, though. I think he gets it. Yeah, easy kill there for the probe. One Dragoon does go down. This Vulture should be able to get up in the front and put some mines, but nice pick off there by Snow, and Mong just gonna retreat here, giving up the fight. A starport being proxied out on the map. A strange proxy location there. That's a place that generally Protoss will check, just to make sure that there's no quick third base or anything like that. And it's not that much closer to your opponent's base either, so I'm not sure what the thinking is here for Mong. I mean, building up in the top left-hand corner would probably be better. That's much less likely to get scouted, and it's actually pretty close to your opponent's base, but he's putting it in this one little location there. Maybe he's got plans to just float that back into the main if the drop doesn't end up working. I think he trapped his SCV back there too, and that's a little bit unfortunate. Snow progressing across the map here. He's going to pick off these mines, giving Mong quite a bit of breathing room though. Gets this bunker up, and he knows that there can't be any DTs coming across the map right now. There's a few too many Dragoons, plus the range is done as well. He's gonna try and dive in here. Not quite gonna get it. Not quite at the sharp level there, Mong, but pretty darn close. You know that Sharp would have gotten 2 Vultures into the main base of Snow right there, but regardless, Mong keeps those 2 Vultures alive. He can continue to lay down mines, set up positions here. There is an observer, but with only 3 Dragoons, it can get a little risky. These 2 Vultures could set up mines behind these 3 Dragoons, and then a quick Marine tank Vulture push towards them could force them back and into those mines that have been laid out on the map. Now, Mong running around behind here. He is setting up mines behind this. Will we see a little push out here? No additional Marines have been built. There's not very many tanks, so I don't think he can push these Dragoons back effectively into these mines. Wow, the Dragoons are just heading out on the map. Okay, that's so scary. I would not recommend doing that. You can see he left the observer at the natural. He just sent all 3 Dragoons back home. Vultures could have laid mines in that movement path and easily picked those off. So a little bit scary. Now we've got the drop coming in here. Snow gonna take some serious damage. 3 kills already, 4 kills already, 5, and probably a 6th one here. 6, maybe even 7. 7 is kind of a ridiculous number of probe kills for just 2 Vultures and a dropship. That dropship also got out, so looking pretty good here for Mong. Does manage to snipe that down, but full value for the dropship there. And Mong is looking good, man. I like his position. I feel like he's got the initiative here. He has forced Snow back into his base. He's gonna get a run by as well. Oh my goodness, so good. So damn good. Just sneaking by right as Snow was moving out there. He's gonna get about another 5, 6 probes possibly. These scarabs just taking forever to connect. And Snow eating a ton of economic damage. He's got his 3rd base up. He's got 3 Nexus production. But Mong is in a good spot here. Mong is in a healthy position to grow and possibly take his 3rd base. You know, he already went for starport, so he's likely just going to go double armory here. Set up his defenses and then slow push for the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Snow we'll see what his plan is here. We saw a crazy game between Bisu and Mong on this very same map in week number 7, I believe. Week number 7 or week number 8. And Bisu just went for a crazy number of shuttles, tried to stop Mong from taking the third, but he was really nice and patient. He moved out calmly and slowly and eventually took that base and won that game. So we'll see if he can repeat the same success this game. Now flying into the natural for the third time here, getting a dropship. Oh, sorry, excuse me, the second time. He's gonna get about 4 kills on that. That's pretty damn good. Wow, all right. A lot of damage from Mong's Vulture drops and Vulture run by so far this game. And Snow's limping a little bit, though. His supply is looking really big. Mong has to keep calm here. He's got to take his time in taking this next base. Uh-oh. This starport might end up getting taken out. I think lift this and just start building a science facility immediately, because and once this falls, you won't be able to build that science facility anymore, and you need it for your +2. Hopefully he's got one started in the main base. He should. That starport actually runs away, so he is going to be safe for now. I think it's burning, but takes a little while. 300 health still left on that. Plenty of time to get those extra buildings out. He's gonna get over here to the third base. No, he just runs up towards that fourth. Will get killed off. Oh no, I thought that was actually Dragoons over there, but it wasn't. A fourth base on the way for Snow. Looking for another base down in the bottom right too, but he's gonna be completely denied from that. Snow setting up in the front. Another starport coming down, but the science facility is already done. Nicely done. Gonna deny this base here in the bottom right. Another probe going up to the top left, though. He might actually snag that base as well. Go straight up to 5 base and kind of force a response out of Mong. If you see your Protoss opponent getting this greedy, going for 5 bases already, it almost forces the Terran player to make a kind of wild push out. You can't really just bank on taking your third base when your Protoss opponent already has 5 bases. Nice Scarab there. Huge Scarab. We get another shot off. Kills a tank. Not bad at all. Ooh. Good pullback on the Vulture, keeping that alive. Just barely out of range here. Snow doing a great job of slowing down this push. This is what Snow is most known for. His Reaver control is super, super good. Mong kind of lucky that he didn't lose more when he was pushing out there. Those free shots from the Reaver connecting on quite a few tanks, but not killing any of them. Just one tank has gone down so far. That's what we want to keep our eye on. Nice shots there from the tanks that are moving forward. Getting a little bit of damage on these Reavers. And Mong moving very slowly forward towards this army. Ooh, little mistake there with the Dragoons. Losing a few of those for almost nothing there. And Mong's supply is starting to get high here. 133 supply. He's still denying the base in the bottom right, and he's forcing units to chase those Vultures around. So doing a good job here. He's going to try and push up. And does he have a command center? I think there is a command center floating just above the screen here. Vultures going out on the map again, looking for some reinforcements, looking for some pickoffs, possibly on Templar, possibly on probes headed to the top right hand or top left hand corner, excuse me. That 5th base is down and mining now. So Snow's economy is about to really explode here. He's already nearing max 165 supply. Nice mines there. Holy cow. And he's killing a ton of probes. That was really good play by Mong. Getting huge value out of his vultures here and just kind of ignoring the reavers in the front. Gonna get a few more kills here with the mines and come down to try to deny this base here, but a probe already in position fixes the nexus, and it looks like Mong gonna do that final short push here towards this high ground, sieging up, taking that damage from the reaver, and a High Templar on high ground could get big value here if he throws down a storm on this ramp. This is a super scary little special forces army here. Nicely done. He targets down that Templar and deletes it. Very, very good play there. And he's trapped this in the back corner. Now he can just fire, blast that down. The shuttle goes down, and Terran just going to clean up this attack. Does lose one additional Goliath there, unfortunately, but does establish his base. He's got 2-1. He's got his factory count very high now. He's ready to build up into that final stage army, into that big push with 3-2. Should be able to hit that timing, but will it be too late? Snow has delayed Mong by quite a lot here. He's got a ton of drops now. He's got these shuttles. He can fly in and start to do real damage to this mineral line. Here we go. Good focus on these shuttles from Mong, but everything comes out. The storms here in the third base are super annoying. We do have a lot of tanks at the low ground though, so can take care of these Templar, but he's losing quite a few tanks. Damn, quite a few tanks going down to just these storms. Another Templar here with some more storm. Gets picked off. Snow not able to get that last storm off. And he has a few trapped shuttles there. I wonder if there's any Templar left in one of those shuttles. I don't think so. There may be. 2 Stargate and the Cybernetics Core spitting, so Snow just going to go straight into carrier from here, rely on his Templar and gateway units to just sort of hold Mong back for a little bit here, slow down his max out, and eventually we're going to have a carrier transition. I like this idea from Snow when your opponent is playing so slow and taking bases very, very cautiously. It's a really good idea to have another tech lined up so that you can quickly switch out if things start to go south. If Snow's army piles in and just everything dies, he's not going to just be stuck remaxing on just gateways. He's going to have another tech available. He's going to have carriers slowly incrementing out here. He's going to get a 3rd, 4th Stargate. Wow. So yeah, the moment that battle occurs and Snow's supply starts to drop, he's going to be completely remaxing on carriers and, of course, Zealots and Dragoons as well. A few Templar mixed in, always a great help for dealing with the Goliaths, but all the techs are available now for Snow. He's going to fly in here, deal some damage, dropping a bunch of Zealots on top of these tanks. But this is not going so well. Mong is unsieged and just pushing forward, ripping through these Dragoons and Zealots. Yeah, dropping Zealots on top of tanks doesn't work quite as well when they're not sieged up and dealing the splash damage to each other. So Mong just shoves forward, snags his 4th. He did get the scan off. He saw that carriers are being produced. There's about 4 carriers at a time being produced now, so quite a bit of production in that regard. Gonna try and get over here and deal with this base in the upper left now, but reinforcements are being diverted this direction along with some more shuttles. He's got to focus one of these down. He doesn't focus down the shuttle. Now he decides to, a little bit late there, but tanks on high ground here in the corner. Very hard to dislodge from this location. Mong gonna set up and destroy this base in the top left. Nicely done. Taking a base and simultaneously destroying one. Mong is taking a bit of control over this game. Of course, things are going to change once these carriers come out, though. So Mong is making these moves preemptively to get himself into a better position so that once the carriers come out, he can actually fight against them. He's not gonna end the game right now. He's not pushing towards the natural, trying to get in there and actually kill Snow, but he's trying to set himself up for a late game that actually favors him. So I like this play. Snow gonna bring up some more zealots, but his army is just a little bit too small. He's spending so much on those carriers. The upgrades here are amazing for Mong as well. And of course he can clean this up with the carriers once they're ready. Looks like they are heading out here. Maybe Mong needs to step up his plan a little bit, speed things up, and try to kill that next base. That fourth base would be amazing if he could pick that off before the carriers got underway. Here goes one carrier up towards the left. It's got no interceptors. What's going on there? He's not even building any. That might be a mistake there. Another little group of army coming down here to the bottom right, and unfortunately just walking up against cannons. Not the best plan from Mong, but Snow goes ahead and cleans that up, and it gives Mong an opportunity here. He could push forward and try to kill this base, but he's not doing it. Instead, he's just sort of falling back a little bit, trying to scan, figure out where these carriers are and where he needs to send his Goliath reinforcements. That's the main issue here. Where do these Goliaths need to go? I think they should be headed towards this center left-hand corner. Set up these 4 tanks, kill that Nexus, target it down. He should be able to get it. There's a group of gateway units coming up here, and the carriers are on the way, so he has to target right now to finish off this Nexus, and that should give him an advantage here in this game. Oh man, Reavers pop out, kill off 2 of the tanks. Now I don't think he has the firepower to finish this off. I think he's gonna regret not picking that off when he has a chance. Good swinging back and forth here from Mong, sending 3 tanks down to the bottom center, getting on top of this Nexus, dealing a little damage there. Not able to, oh, actually is targeting it down. That's huge. Can he actually get this Nexus? The carriers are very slow. They take a lot of time to go across the map, so little attacks like this can deal a lot of damage. Oh man, he's not quite gonna get it. Unfortunate. That Nexus burning, but not quite dead. Now another attack on the other side of the map. Mong is doing a great job of this, just constantly swinging back and forth. The EMP there to help clear these Dragoons, and the carriers are on their way, man. The carriers are headed up here right now. He's got to siege up and just target down this Nexus as quickly as possible. There's the carriers. They're coming. He's actually shooting down Dragoons instead, and probes are being targeted. He needs to kill this Nexus. Okay, he finally does target it, but I think it's little too late. That Nexus not gonna go down. It survives on 250 HP. Man, I think Mong is really gonna regret not targeting some of these Nexuses down when he had the chance, especially if he ends up losing this game. He's down to 116 supply. This command center is gonna get targeted down. Oh, maybe he gets this now with the vultures here. No, not quite. These zealots are gonna clean things up. Another command center gonna be targeted down here. Snow taking full control of this game now. Mong doing little counterattacks at the moment, but he just doesn't have the mass of Goliaths that he needs to take on this carrier number, and that is probably what's going to end up sinking him here. It's just lack of Goliaths, lack of economic advantage here. He cannot produce at the same rate as what Snow can. Snow can make gateway units to fight these Goliaths faster than Mong can make Goliaths to fight the carriers, and that's probably how this game is going to go from here. Snow just lighting everything up. He's got no economy left over. Mong's stuck at 131 minerals practically for the rest of the game, I think. Here, these SCVs, long distance mining, just gonna get shut down, and 4 more carriers crossing the map here. How many carriers do we have now? Okay, yeah, 7 carriers plus another 4. Dude is at 11 carriers. That is impossible. I dare say impossible to beat. I don't even, yeah, the answer that people give me when they say, how do you deal with this many carriers, is you don't let the Protoss ever get to this number of carriers. And it's not a very satisfying response, but It is the response that most pro players will give you. This is not supposed to happen. GG is called. Mong taps out, and Snow takes game number 1. Whew. All right. Playing that out nicely. Snow, sure to be the hero of this this week of KCM, I think. Snow, he's so good at PvT. Can any of these players take him down, actually? Wonder if they send out Light next. Maybe the only player that Terrans will be confident can take out Snow. See who they decide to send out next. It's coming up, game number 2. All right, I was right. Light is coming out for game number 2. Nice. Yeah, I didn't think that any of these other players would have confidence against Snow in this matchup. Of course, they can take games off of him, but this is a lot of money on the line here. Might as well send out Light to go and at least tire Snow out. If nothing else, he's going to take him to a long game and force him to use a lot of energy. Even if he doesn't end up winning this game, it's gonna be a tough slog here for Snow to take down Light. This guy is so solid. His macro is crazy good. He doesn't take those unnecessary risks. That's kind of what maybe sunk Mong in the last game. You know, Snow was able to take 5 bases before Mong even pushed out for his 3rd, but that could repeat itself here. I know that Light is fully capable of doing something like a 6 factory push off of 2 base, but it's very rare that he does so. And when you know that your opponent rarely does a move like that, there are plenty of ways to take advantage of it. One of them being just taking a ton of bases and getting yourself into an economic position where it's really tough to lose, and that's what we saw in the last game. Now, I'm not sure Light's going to make that same mistake, or if Snow will employ the same strategy. So far, Snow just going for a pretty normal build here, getting the Cyber Core and gas. Should be going for maybe 2-3 Dragoon expansion here. 3 Dragoon expand is the most standard of the standard builds. If you are a Protoss player wanting to learn this matchup, 3 Dragoon expand is, it's very, very good. You get the expansion, you can add on a 2nd gateway. You just have 3 Dragoons out on the map. You can have 1 at your opponent's natural. You can have 1 or 2 back at home, or vice versa. And you're pretty well defended by for vultures, as long as you have that range. Whoa, he's skipping range. No range here, so he is gonna go for a quick robo. This is not the build that I was talking about, but yeah, you kind of cut Dragoons in that build. After 3 Dragoons, you get your Nexus out, and you add on another gateway, and then if your opponent goes for some sort of push, you got 2 gateways. You just non-stop, you just cut probes, non-stop produce Dragoons, and you can kind of hold things off. By the way, disclaimer, I am not a Protoss player. I've just read a lot of different builds and build orders, and I've played all the races, of course, to a small extent, and that is definitely the easiest build to pull off and the most safe as well. Ooh, a Citadel. Hold on. Everything comes down if he can block this. Can he block it? Oh, beautiful. He blocks it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was scary. That SCV almost got by there. Snow blocking that out is huge. I wonder how suspicious is Light after stopping that. I was assuming he was going for that Snow would be going for a robo there. A quick robo makes the most sense considering his playstyle. Oh my god, he lost all of his Marines to a no range Dragoon. That's not good. Okay, that's really not good here. And he's got nothing in his bunker. That's really frustrating, man. That's not supposed to happen, and things are not going well for Light so far. We're gonna have DTs coming out here really, really soon. If Light doesn't have the appropriate defenses here, and he may very well not, because he is trying to cut corners here a little bit. You can see it with the lateness of that bunker. It already bit him in the butt once, and if he cuts a few more corners here, namely the turret corner, if he cuts that turret corner, he might end up dying immediately to these DTs coming across the map. He's sending out an SCV. If he sends it directly towards his opponent's base, he might be able to see the little blurs there, but he's not upgrading anything. Oh man, he doesn't have mines. Engineering bay. It's too late, man. There's already a dropship out. This is DT drop. Oh, it's so deadly. Two DTs hopping up into that dropship. The engineering bay is only halfway complete. And Light is going for a push. Oh man, everything's going completely wrong here. Snow is gonna fly into an empty base. No turrets, just drop these DTs, and I think Light may end up just leaving the game, man. This is brutal. There are the two DTs, and of course there is the turret. Way too late here. So many SCVs are gonna go down. DT in the front as well. Oh man, this is so painful. Goodbye tanks. Everything gonna be pushed away. There is a turret gonna finish up in the natural, it looks like. The DT's not gonna be able to stop that one, but DTs can deny mining in the main for a very long time. Whoa, 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 whoa. One turret actually does finish up. Can he actually finish that off? No, he can't. Oh, that's not good. Loses a DT. Bit unfortunate. Snow did a great job to deny the mining as much as he has so far, but Light is conversely doing an awesome job of dealing with this attack the best that he can. Oh, mine. Nicely done. Picks off that mine. The mine is stuck. The mine is stuck. Oh, one mine. One more. Oh, gets rid of it. Wow, okay, not bad actually. Light, I thought he was gonna just straight up die there, but some very nice, calm play. A Stargate coming up on the side of Snow. I think he's gonna go for one base Arbiter here, or two base Arbiter. Sorry, one base Arbiter. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? Okay, two base Arbiter on the way. Snow dealt a lot of damage there. Is this going to be the way to end things for our Zerg hero? Can he actually take Light down? I mean, that is just a testament. That whole back and forth there in the main base is just such a testament to how solid Light is, able to hang on against DT drop in the main. You haven't even started a turret yet, and he still managed to, you know, take minimal damage and clean up those DTs. Now some DTs coming forward here, gonna help out with this attack. Oh, another scan. I think that's the last scan that was available, and the DT doesn't go down. Not too many Dragoons left over here, and these tanks are starting to clean things up. Wow, Light just gonna push right through here. The third base under threat. Dragoons popping out slowly now, but Light is right up in the face, hitting Snow really, really hard. I am shocked right now that this 2-factory push is working. He sieges up in the front. This is probably going to be GG unless there's some sort of amazing mine, and it totally gets denied. Light targeting perfectly there, finishes off those Dragoons, and GG is called. Wow, that did not go the way that I was expecting. Total reversal there. Unbelievable. Light taking down Snow in such a disadvantageous build order matchup. He had no idea those DTs were there. He had no clue that there was DT drop. He took a ton of damage, denied mining for a long time, but ruthless, absolutely ruthless. Light just comes back for another attack immediately after that first one failed, and finishes him off. I have no words, boys. I have no words. Light takes game number 2. He finishes Snow. The big threat has been eliminated, guys. Who can take down Light now? I don't think they send out Bisu here. Maybe they send Movie. Movie might have a strategy planned that can take out Light. We'll have to see. Definitely wasn't Snow. I'm just so shocked he didn't go for Reavers either, because he's so strong. He wanted to go for a cheesy play. Oh man, that's really painful for the Protoss here to lose Snow already. Let's go into game number 3. Let's find out who they send out against Light. Alright, game number 3. Mini versus Light. Guess they send out Mini next, so a little surprised, but Mini gonna bite the bullet here, try to take on Light on Butter. See if he's got a plan for this map. Some sort of way of taking him down here. He actually sends out an early SCV, scouts this a little probe coming in here. Is he gonna cut SCVs and build a gas? No, not gonna build that gas. Instead, he's gonna throw down his barracks there at the natural. So barracks at the natural. This is gonna give him a really nice area to micro against any sort of zealots coming in. So I like it. Just put a supply depot on the right hand side and the command center on the left there, and boom, you've got a huge wall that's gonna take the zealots a incredibly long time to walk around, and the Marines can just slip through the gap. So that's great for Light. That means he doesn't need a bunker here really early. His opponent, on the other hand, gonna go for single gateway straight into Nexus. Does Light block this? No, he does not. A little bit busy dealing with this probe right now, and does finish his barracks. Okay, he is gonna come block it, and this is nice. This is when Mini really wants to throw this down. So build an engineering bay there, build an engineering bay. No, he's not gonna do it. Gonna do it just yet. Still blocking, still blocking. Another probe has to be pulled in order to get this up, and 500 minerals are in the bank. So Mini wasting a bit of time there. He does throw down the eBay. Will slow down Mini by quite a bit. That was a nice play to just get Light a little bit of an early advantage here. He should be throwing down his own command center relatively soon. Nexus for Mini. Guys, all of you out in the chat there, if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Oh! Nice pylon block. Anyway, as I was saying, we are nearing 1,000 subscribers here, and I have a very special plan to celebrate that landmark. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, it's a secret. Not gonna discuss it yet, but it's gonna be a heck of a lot of fun. So if you can help me make that happen, I would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyway, let's continue on with this Terran versus Protoss. The command center had to be thrown down a little bit off of the optimal positioning there, but that's fine. Still producing Marines here. We've got some SCVs on the map as well. Maybe he's gonna send an attack here. That is looking more and more likely as more and more Marines pop out here. You're gonna pull the boys. Ooh, Academy. What does that mean? Academy? Is he actually gonna research something with this, or is he just getting this for the scans here? I almost feel like he's gonna build a couple of medics and just go across the map. He only has one barracks, so it seems kind of weak. But we'll see. We'll see if he wants to pull the trigger here. The first Dragoon is out. The robotics facility gonna finish up here shortly. Range is almost done as well. He's still making Marines. Wow. More and more Marines here popping out for light. He hasn't started his factory just yet. The gas is coming in now. So the factory should start in just a second. There's that first factory and a medic. One medic and about 10 Marines coming across the map here. Oh, he saw the medic. He saw the medic. That's so big. He knows. He knows the medic is coming. The Reaver is a little ways off here. The robotic support bay is not quite done. This is a really well timed out push from Light. We'll see if it ends up working. Got two SCVs in the front there. There's two Zealots. Zealots are going to die very, very quickly. These Dragoons don't have the range just yet. And try to focus down that medic. That medic. Really important to this push. He's going to set up a bunker here in the front. Bunker's coming down. Double bunker. Marines, unfortunately, getting picked off on the backside. Mini going to come up and try to pick off another couple of Marines here. Ooh, nice nice healing there with the medic. That medic really paying for itself just in that few seconds. And he's going to lose the robotics support bay. Ooh, damn. Doing a little Reaver, or doing a little push here. Unfortunately, a Reaver will pop out, but that's going to be the only one. There should only be one Reaver. And, oh no! Okay, he must have actually, okay, yeah, he got the Reaver. Ooh, I thought that he didn't have a Reaver. If he built a shuttle there, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Scarabs are going to deal with these bunkers. The new bunker doesn't get finished up here. He's just going to have to cancel that. Sending the Marines out. This didn't do as much damage, I think, as it needed to do. It feels kind of experimental here. I've really never seen something like this before. Nexus only 400 HP left. And the Scarabs are going to clean up everything. Light, what did he lose here? I guess he lost about 10 Marines. About 500 minerals. Plus he threw down 2 bunkers. So about 700 minerals of expense. Managed to kill a couple of pylons and some and that robotic support bay, but that's about it. A little bit unfortunate. I definitely don't think that was fully worth it. This bunker is gonna start to lose or take damage here. Uh-oh, bunker goes down in the front. These tanks were just a little bit too far back. Not able to hit the Reaver, but he loses 2-3 Dragoons there. That's not very good either. A bunker for 2-3 Dragoons is not a great trade. And Mini throwing away a little bit of his lead there. He grabs a third Nexus. Oh, this Reaver's just barely out of range. I can't believe it. That is crazy. Reaver gets one shot off. Doesn't get any kills, but the Dragoon does go down. He does a little damage there at least, I suppose. And Mini with another Reaver out here. He's going to wait for that shuttle and just restart the aggression. Oh wait, the shuttle just flying on back. Now with 2 Reavers in the shuttle and a bunch of Dragoons heading up to the front, he should be able to slow down any sort of early push from Light. Only 2 factories here, just still 2 factories. Does he have armories on the way? I think he's got a starport in the top corner of his base. Yeah, starport being built there, armory as well. So planning for a bit of a longer game, this one. Getting prepped for that late game. This is a big map, a lot of bases. It's quite open with many, many attack paths, so can be tough for Terran, I think. The third base also pretty hard to secure. You either take that base, just south of your main, which I think I would recommend. That's nice high ground, but of course, Mini can cap that with Reavers and make that kind of a nightmare to take that base. But the other option is taking the base up in the upper left there. That is a very long push distance. You have to spread out your forces very, very thin. Gives Protoss a long stretch of a lot of surface area to attack your tanks and vultures while that's happening. So we'll see which one Light opts for in this game. So far, he's just building up here. Nice slow build from Light. This is kind of the game that he likes to play. Nothing too crazy. Gonna build his third command center on in the main base, in the natural here, and slowly float that out as he pushes forward here. You can see the difference between Light's play and Mong's play in that Light is so slow to move his tanks. He very carefully shifts everything forward. He's not rushing out. He's not shoving forward with a big group of tanks and taking damage from these Reavers. He's just slowly moving forward, adding on the turrets, keeping his APM very, very high here. 300 APM, just building tanks, trying to get this drop going as well, but taking his time in getting that base established, that new base, fresh base established. He's going to take quite a lot of time there. Not going to do anything outrageous, not going to try and push anything too hard. Doesn't really get any damage with this drop so far. The mines in the main base really did nothing. They barely even scratched that Dragoon. I guess he was pretty well scratched. He was in the red, but that was like 10 mines or 8 mines for no kills at all, and all of them exploded on a Dragoon. So that doesn't really make sense to me, but you know, I guess we'll take it, whatever. Light going to continue to push here. He's just floating that command center over towards the left hand side. See, this is a very long distance. I'm kind of worried for Light here because Mini has tons of drops. He's got the speed shuttles. There's only +1 here for Light, and he's spreading himself very thin in order to take this base. You can see how much surface area there is here for Mini to attack into. He can go for the natural as well. He could even go around the left hand side and try to break into the base from that angle. For now, gonna pick off some of these mines. Good sniping on the observer there. That's really important. Picking up that observer means that mines can't be cleared on that left hand side. He'll have to run something through there if he wants to clear that out. Templar are coming up for Templar. Quite a bit of storm here for this small army. Here comes the tanks and the dropships flying directly in. Nice focus on the shuttle, but the Reavers come out and start to blow up everything. Big shots with the Reavers. Zealots on the right-hand side just going to run through these tanks. The Dragoons are firing on just an eBay, which is not optimal. They should be moving forward here and actually dealing with some of these tanks on the right-hand side, but instead waits a little bit too long. There's the Reaver. Ooh, really good shot there with the Reaver. Very nice Scarab shot, and here are the Templar finally arriving. This base is completely forfeit here. Dragoons and Zealots can now rotate and begin to kill that off. Meanwhile, Light can't really push this direction because the Reaver's standing in the way with the shuttle. Just gonna light up everything that moves this direction, so he forces the command center off this spot. Almost baits some almost baits some mines into these SCVs and runs by with whoa Reaver shots. Awesome Reaver shots. 14 kill Reaver, by the way. Damn, that is some sick Reaver play from Mini, actually outdoing Snow in this series against Light here. Here comes a big storm. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Huge storms there. Crushing that mineral line. A couple of drops and run-bys on the side of Light, but there's cannons everywhere. And Mini just going to defend nicely here. One cannon in the base down at the bottom left, I think. So that could possibly be broken. I don't think it will be because Mini has a big army here pumping out. He's way ahead in supply. I think Light is on his last legs with only 84 supply, 85 supply. Here comes another storm. Nicely done getting some kills on those SCVs. Every SCV kill is so painful because the saturation is incredibly low here. All of those SCVs that were sent to the third base got picked off, and a ton got picked off in the natural. So Light really hurting in terms of economy. He can't grab another base just yet. He didn't lose his command center at least, but he's really having a hard time here establishing that third base. Another robotics facility going to start pumping out shuttles here. And now Light has spread out once again. He's in a good position this time, really spreading his tanks nicely here to defend this third base. I think his natural may be a little bit undefended, but looks like Mini wants to try and crack him here at the third. This is where this is what it all comes down to, guys. Zealots on top of everything. Great drops here. The Zealot number is way too high. Bunch of Templar getting their storms as well. Gonna go after the SCVs. Oh my god. SCV massacre there, and Mini just crushes this army. He's gonna crush this base, and GG is called. Light taps out a brilliant EVT from Mini. Just smash through Light there on Butter. Wow, what a great game. Mini just shows up huge to take out the Ringer on the Terran side of things after losing Snow. Protoss gotta be feeling good about that. Only Royal and Rush are left between Protoss and the finals here. See if they can finish things off. Of course, we do have one revive as well, I should mention. They could possibly bring back Light once again. We'll see if they decide to do that. But let's go on to game number 4. Okay, here we go with game number 4. Mini versus Rush. Sending out your boy Rush down in the bottom left-hand corner. Mini in the top right. This is Vermeer. That's the one. Damn, I almost forgot. But yes, it is Vermeer. Got those ramps throughout the middle, and we're on cross maps, so we might get a nice long game here. We'll see. Rush is a very solid Terran player, but can get hyper aggressive sometimes. Just depends on what's going on in the match. He is a great, well-rounded player. Has won 2 wild card qualifiers and got 2nd place. Fortunately, against this guy right here, Mini beat him in a best of 5 or best of 7, excuse me. I think it came down to right to the last game as well. And Rush took him. No, wait. I think that's when. Is it? Am I getting my timeline wrong here? I think that Rush beat him. No, that Mini beat Rush and got a ASL. Dude, I completely forget now. I remember that Mini got into 2 finals. One time he lost and one time he won, but I don't remember who the other player was. I think it was a Zerg that he ended up losing to. That was Larva. That's right. Larva beat Mini because he tried to do a 2 gateway in the center of the map and lost in the very final game. And against Rush, he beat Rush. That's right. So Rush has yet to earn an ASL championship, but this is a good chance to reopen that rivalry, to continue that rivalry, and try to take down someone who denied him in ASL in the past. So Rush getting in here. He's going to scout out the main, sees what's going on for Mini, of course. Pretty quick Nexus here. Going straight into Cybernetics Core afterwards. I believe that was Gateway, then Nexus, unless I'm mistaken. I wasn't quite paying attention. Guys, I have something to admit. I am on my third cup of coffee, so I'm wired to the gills right now. A bunch of SCVs getting pulled. Oh boy, Rush is going to go for this. Unfortunately, he gets revealed by that probe that survived with like 2 HP. That's pretty frustrating, but he's just going to pick it off now. Oh my god, the micro. Sending him across the map. Mini delaying the reinforcements just a little bit here actually hurts a lot. And a shield battery is finished. SCV is pulling up. Let's see if he can break him here. He absolutely has to stop this Nexus. If he doesn't stop this Nexus, he is in huge trouble. Falling back here, bringing the SCVs to block, but taking quite a bit of damage on his Marines, unfortunately. Now going to run by. This Vulture can clean up those Zealots, no problem. As long as he targets, maybe target that low HP one. Now going in towards the natural. There's only one gateway with the shield battery. He's going to focus the shield battery, it looks like. Focusing the shield battery is quite the interesting decision, but he does deal a lot of damage to that. He's going to pick off a ton of probes as well. Wow, this is so many probes going down. A lot of SCVs fell as well, but that is crazy amounts of probe damage. The 2 Dragoons do pop out. There's not too many SCVs left, and a ton more probes are being pulled, so he really wants to save this. Can he actually get anything into the bunker? Bunker is being blocked here. The block. Oh, can he get in? Get in. Oh, he's not gonna get into the bunker. Are you kidding me? Not able to get in there. And the bunker just sits with nothing inside. Mini saves his Nexus. Wow, what a crazy series of events there. I think a lot of probes ended up falling, but the Nexus was saved. 2 Nexus production here is pretty freaking good. Oh, diving on top of this one Dragoon. I think he's gonna regret that one. Went for the kill on the Dragoon. Was hoping to get 2, but just a nice bit of micro there from Mini. I think he had enough HP to survive even 1 or 2 more shots from the tank anyway. So nicely done. Rush is running out of options here. He's got some mines, which is awesome. Oh, great connection there. Gonna try and run up here. Mini could end up throwing his lead if he just loses all his Dragoons. That was close. Trying to bait the Dragoons to fire on the Vultures instead of the mines here. Oh god, he's just barely in range of the command center. That's so annoying. He's gonna try and move that one more Dragoon. I know he's gonna do it. He's so greedy. Oh, he's running up the ramp. Oh my god, he almost runs up the ramp as well. Here comes a tank. Tank gonna come out and deny that at least. Can he get one mine to connect? Nice job picking off those 2 Dragoons, but the command center severely delayed, and it takes quite a bit of damage as well. Mini in a great spot here this game. Rush is going to have a very hard time finding a way to come back in this situation. In fact, he feels so pressured here. He's going to throw down a second command center. He's going double expand right now. Double expand. If he gets scouted here, he will just die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mini can just come across the map, cancel that, kill that base, and he should be in for an easy win off of from there. But if Rush manages to keep this base alive and pump triple SCVs here while Mini is kind of macroing up on his side of the map, then maybe there's a shot where where Rush can make a comeback. Maybe there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Maybe that is what I'm saying. Maybe Rush can find a way to get himself back in here, but it's going to be rough. It is absolutely going to be very, very rough. We'll see if he can make that happen. Robotics facility, robotic support bay is ready. We're gonna have some Reavers coming across the map here shortly. SCVs being transferred. You could see very few SCVs in the main base, but gonna have optimal saturation at each base for the number of SCVs that he has. Oh, a few over here, a few over there. Spreading it out, making sure that he can get as much resources as possible. Mini gonna come in now. And it might be a little bit too late to stop this base, but this is still very scary. He's gonna dive on this tank. Oh, tank gonna go down real quick here. Another tank could end up getting picked off as well. Mini just spread, or excuse me, Rush spread very, very thin. He takes one more shot with the tank, but doesn't lose those last 3 Dragoons. Oh, man. He's probably wondering now, why is... Okay, he sees it with the Observer. There is a third base. He knows everything. I think Mini just gonna throw down a bunch of gateways here and try to break them. This is no bueno. He cannot allow Rush to take a quick, easy third base like this and get away with it, especially after killing off the number of tanks that he has this game. It shouldn't be much of a stretch to dive in here and deny this third. Looks like Rush gonna split his defenses up here, have a tank on high ground just to defend everything, and try to put the rest of his defenses at the third. It's not really working out though, because Mini is sneaking his way in here on the right hand side, dealing that damage without actually putting his Dragoons at risk. And here comes a bunch of Dragoons with a shuttle. This is a speed shuttle with Zealots inside. He's going to drop on top of this ramp. Stops the Dragoon, or stops the tank from running back into the main. That is so brutal. GG is called. That was nasty, nasty play from Mini. Dropping that Zealot behind the tank. That's a feels bad moment right there. Tank can't even retreat back on the high ground. The Dragoons run forward and clean everything up. The Reaver was perfectly played, just dropped and killed that tank on high ground. And Rush just falls apart, man. Mini on a streak here, already taking out Light. Now Rush, can he take out Royal as well? We're going to find out in the next game. Of course, it won't be the final game. There's still 1 revive left for Terran. Of course, Protoss has their own revive, but we'll see. Can they beat Mini? Can Royal beat Mini? Find out in game number 5. Well, it's been a disappointing run so far for Terran. Already 3 of them have been eliminated. Only Royal is left here. Gonna be going up against Mini on Polypoid. Royal in the top right, Mini in the top left. Yes, a disappointing run. But at least they are consistent. It's been consistently disappointing throughout the entire season, guys. Baron just not having a good one here. Struggling mightily throughout all 8 weeks. And, of course, this playoff as well. They managed to take out Snow, but are falling short here. Of course, there will be 1 more revive. Maybe they bring back Light and he goes on a spree. We'll see. Feels unlikely, though, considering how he's played so far today and in the previous, most recent weeks of KCM. He's had some success, but struggling right along with his brothers in the Terran race. Now, Royal and Mini starting off with regular builds here. No crazy Nexus or anything. No early attacks so far. Just 1 Zealot hiding in the middle of the map. Hiding up at that 12 o'clock location. And Roll trying to get a scout off here. Let's see if he can get in. I think a Dragoon should pop out just in time. There's just a single gateway here from Mini, but he's had the Cyber Core for a little while, and there it is. The Dragoon pops out, and we'll push this back. Nice and easy. Keep his base. Keep a little bit of ambiguity here on the map for Royal, but now I think actually gets in here now. Hold on, that SCV jukes around and loses the Dragoon, and now there actually might be a world where he gets in there. No, he hasn't gotten in the main yet. This Dragoon trying to do his best, cutting back. No range just yet, so it is tough. Marines can get a few pot shots here. Pretty good micro, but the bunker has started. Now this is this is a far cry from what we saw earlier with Light, where he lost, I think, was it like 3 or 4 Marines to the first Dragoon without any range? We're all doing a much better job at holding on against this. Oh, the Vulture just barely makes it past, and it looks like all the Marines will enter the bunker, so nicely done. Royal, some good success here in the early game. Can he continue to outplay Mini here? Like getting a repair there in the middle of the map. On the road. Vulture repair shop set up in the center. Citadel comes down for Mini. He's gonna go for some DT action here, it looks like. Not 100% sure, but that's what it's feeling like right now. Here at 5 minutes in the game, I think we might see a DT drop. That is a possibility. So far, we haven't even had the naturals up just yet, and I already need a bathroom break. Damn, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Little mine hit there. I ate some cup ramen earlier, and I don't know what it is, but cup ramen just makes my butt go boom. I don't understand it. Didn't seem to really do that when I was in Japan, but until I got back, cup ramen just does not agree with me. Gotta avoid it on the road because I don't really have a great toilet in the van. I actually bought like a bucket lid. This is maybe too much information, but I bought a you can buy like a lid for a bucket that's a toilet seat, and then you just use a bucket and put a bag in it. Anyway, that's an emergency use only, just in case I really have to go and we're stuck in traffic or something like that. That would be unfortunate, but that's really the only situation I can see using it. I don't really mind going to the bathroom outside. Doesn't bother me. So when I'm on the road, I just pull over, go into the woods. Pretty simple. I don't know why I'm talking about poo all of a sudden now. I guess it's because I just went to the bathroom, but I'm sure that's not what you guys want to hear about right now. We've got an armory on the way. Some DTs are loaded up now. There are turrets, and they are DT turrets. So I'm liking Royal's, I mean, he's got Star Sense, that's for sure. Position looking kind of good. There's that shuttle as well. He spots everything. This man is on his game today. Gotta send those tanks up into the main, though. Tank and Zealot are necessary, needed here to stop this. Tanks and 2 tanks, 2 vultures. Okay, I like it. He's ready. Doesn't have a scan or anything, but the turrets are gonna keep him alive for now. Is there a turret here in the natural? Okay, I only see 1. That's not good. 1 turret. That is gonna help out though. Oh, that's out of range. Oh no, that's out of range. That's so bad. That's so bad. He does get the shuttle. Shuttle's dead. Oh, nicely done. Gets the DT. DT here in the back corner, unfortunately. Gonna be able to hit the supply depot. That's super annoying. Maybe he just moves and... Oh, 2 more DTs in here. Hold on. 2 more DTs looking for a tank kill. There it is. Tank kill for free. Mini gonna go to work on this turret. 1 more shot. He does pick it off. 1 DT goes down. But Royal in quite a bit of trouble here. He needs to reestablish control over his production. Otherwise, this is going to continue to get worse. Slacked a little bit on the turrets earlier, and he's really paying for it. Mini is excellent at DT drops. He's actually picking off a machine shop that was researching something, and that is painful. Missing out on the speed upgrade for the vultures or that range upgrade for the Goliaths there. Oh, maybe that's range finish now. He does lose the shuttle. These two GTs gonna head down into the natural, try to pick off this SCV that's building a starport. The scans are so close to finishing. They're just about done. There's the scan. Can he get this one more tank? No, not quite able to get it. And finally, Royal cleans up in his main, but Mini, he's been producing nicely. He's got a ton of minerals banked up, though. He needs to put down some more gateways. Holy cow, that like really needs some more gateways. There are only 2 gateways and 1,000 minerals available, so throwing down gateways would not be too hard at this point. Can definitely afford it. But he's not prepared to do any attacking right now. He's just going to sit back. Royal, aware of this, knows that there's not a lot of battle power here for Mini. He's just going to go ahead and snag his 3rd base right away. So he moves out, puts that command center on location, and should feel confident here that he can defend against anything that Mini throws at him at this point. Mini just focusing on that economy. His supply just a little bit ahead of Royal, less than 10 supply advantage. So maybe not dealing quite as much damage as Mini had hoped with that DT attack. It felt like he was doing a lot. He didn't really get that many SCVs. He got only a couple of tanks. And of course that machine shop, which delays an upgrade, but how important, how impactful was that upgrade actually? Because there's such a downtime here that he'll definitely be able to get that upgrade in the long run. Looks like another drop coming in here. We could be having some Templar drops now because that Templar tech was ready. That Templar tech was built. He might have Storm by now, so he could possibly fly in here, try to get those storms down. That's what we should be looking for here. Storm drops can absolutely shred a Terran mineral line. Of course, not quite as quick as drone line or probe line, but still very, very fast. You can suddenly lose 1/3 of your economy here if you're not careful. So Royal just being very careful, making sure he's got tanks everywhere, making sure he's got turrets. Oh, nicely done. Good pickups there between the attacks of the tanks, jumping forward and dealing quite a bit of damage with those Reavers. Reaver here now towards the natural, gonna look to pick off that bunker. Just slightly in range there for the bunker. Does have to back off. Nice pickoffs on those tanks though. Mini trading just a few units, a few zealots for a couple of tanks. Really, really nice. Good play at the edges of the defense here, pulling Royal apart a little bit, slowing him down. Mini gonna take a base in the very bottom left corner as well, try to take a main, but Royal is headed that direction. We'll see if he can get down there with the vultures, create a situation there for Mini where he has to deal with that, force him to pull his shuttles back or something to go and prevent that harassment. Yeah, he is gonna get down here and throw down some mines, try to kill that Nexus. No, he's just gonna head out on the map once again. Happy to just be aware of that Nexus coming down. Gonna go look actually in the bottom right hand corner, make sure there's not another Nexus over there. Of course there isn't, but good to check. Royal now sure that he knows exactly where Mini wants to expand. Ooh, good job here coming out against the shuttle Reaver and picking it off immediately there before Mini can react. Loses the Goliath, but that's fine. Bunker in the main, I like it. This is really good defense by Royal actually. Having the bunker, you can see everything spread out. The mines laid between the supply depots there and turrets everywhere. It's gonna be hard for Mini to just fly like 3 shuttles into the main and try to get damage done. The Mini recall. We'll see if he wants to try and do that kind of play, but I think that Royal is basically prepared for that. Now, Royal coming across the map here, just a small contingent of vultures, and he hasn't let any additional probes come down to the bottom left, so there's no cannons built up down there. Mini is just producing some probes now, and this base is under threat right here. Ooh, this should be good. Mini's not reacting. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful tank targeting there. Annihilates those Dragoons while Mini's paying attention down in the bottom right. A great use of distraction tactics to pick that off. Now, he needs to focus on a shuttle here with those Goliaths, but both the Goliaths get picked off. That's unfortunate. Reaver's still doing damage here. It's just tucked away in this little corner. Some, oh, the Nexus went down. Oh, man, that is painful. Mini loses the Nexus to a bunch of vultures during all that. And he was bringing probes down here, so shuttling probes over here to try and avoid the vulture attacks, the vulture harassment, ends up not really paying off for Mini, but he's taken so many bases. This is crazy. He's got 12 o'clock. He's taken 2 bases down at the bottom left. He's expanded to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base already. We're only 15 minutes in, guys. Royal is just securing his 4th now. And a big wave of shuttles coming in here towards this base. Tons of zealots, bunch of reavers as well, but beautiful targeting there. Royal just right clicks those reavers down. Immediate destruction, and Royal will hold. Really nice play by Royal there to keep himself alive on 4 bases. And his supply is rocketing up right now. 170 to 159 for Mini. Only a couple of shuttles are left, and still taking damage here in the bottom left-hand corner. Can Mini get in with a storm drop? I think that's what this is going to be. I would be surprised if it was anything else. A storm drop coming into the center right, that 3rd base, and meanwhile, Royal is shoving forward. He's unsieging his tanks. He is crushing towards the natural of Mini. Good storms there. Really nice storm there to pick off the retreating SCVs, but Royal not interested in defending his 4th base. Instead, shoving in. Big storm here. Ooh, really good on those tanks in the middle. It doesn't actually pick them off. Now the 2nd storm comes in and finishes those units. Mini doing a good job defensive-wise here. Has reduced that tank count by quite a lot, and there's not too many Goliaths here. Only a single Goliath, so diving on top with shuttles and unloading onto these tanks will be really, really strong to Reavers pop out, and he can finish off this Goliath. Now they're completely void of anti-air. There's no anti-air to defend these tanks, and shuttles should be able to run rampant over top of these until these turrets are done. A lot of probes went down at that 3rd base. The natural is about to fall as well. But Mini has plenty of bases around the map to rely on. Down at the bottom left-hand corner, he's just starting to get that mining going. More storms here from the high ground, killing a lot of vultures. Turrets are now finally done, and Royal has secured the front of Protoss Natural. Now he needs to choose a new location to attack, and that's going to open up some room here for Mini to break out. Now diving in with some Reavers, taking big damage. Nicely placed mines finish off those Reavers, and the Zealots. The shuttles go down very quickly as well. Nicely done by Royal. He needs to reinforce that position, but he's held on to it for now. Mini trying to get out of his main base. Doesn't have gateways down in the bottom left, so forced to transport everything by shuttle in order to defend any location. Royal trying to break into the center left. That's where a lot of the probe saturation is for Mini right now. He really needs to get out here and break this natural. Otherwise, he's going to lose bottom left. He's going to lose his center left as well, and probably end up losing this game. Not going to go for the breakout just yet, though. Instead, sending a ton of shuttles down here. Zealots abound. So many zealots popping out on top of these tanks. Storms on a lot of the tanks and Goliaths as well. Great storm from the high ground there to clean up some of these tanks. And, is there anything left here for Mini to hold this base? He's only got one cannon? Only one cannon. No, two cannons. Two cannons and a Templar. No, he doesn't use the storm. All of these probes will be forfeit. Every single probe going to go down in the center left now. That's so painful. He's trying to break out of his natural. Bringing forward some Dragoons now to start clearing things out. But Royal at 183 supply. He's building another base in the bottom right-hand corner as well. Just powering up here as he wipes Protoss out of the bottom left corner of the map. This is brutal. Mini not going to be able to take down Royal here, and Terran will continue on. Terran lives another day. Royal, the ringer here, able to take down Mini. That is surprising to say the least. A full 70 supply. I don't like to call it early, guys, but 70 supply, and it's an advantage for the Terran. That is a very big deficit. GG is called. Mini taps out. And Royal will advance to the next game. Very, very nice play by him. Great defense overall. Just really reading what Mini's plan was there. Diving in with shuttles was going to be his main way of dealing with these Terran expanse. And he just set everything up so perfectly. Defended with minimal units. Tons of turrets, tons of mines. And it handled those attacks excellently. Builds up his army and wipes him out. Very nicely done. Going to our next game. All right, Royal takes down Mini. Let's see what Bisu can do against him. We're on the next map. It is Revolver and Bisu down in the bottom right hand corner. Royal over here in the bottom left. They're starting out pretty normal. No gas yet for Bisu though. Maybe going for one gate. Nope, never mind. I was going to say one gate Nexus, but he does take that gas. So, everything looking pretty normal here. No cross map. We've got both players spawning at the bottom, so the push distance isn't too far, actually, on this map. And you're pushing into your opponent's wide ramp as well. That's something to take note of. Oh wait, this isn't Revolver, is it? Isn't it? Oh, this is a different map. Okay. Getting them mixed up, guys. I don't remember what this one's called. Maybe it's called Monopoly? No. That's the triangle shaped map. What is this? What is this one? I totally forget. Anyway, sorry guys. There's a lot of new maps lately in the pool, so that's of course a very good thing. But a great wall setup here for Royal. Picks off the probe right away. I think that Bisu probably gets this SCV. No, awesome switch off there, Royal. Perfect micro so far. Dealing with this first zealot, and a second and a third zealot are on the way. Bisu gonna get shut down, I think, with this play. Putting a lot of money into those early zealots. Likely not to get much out of it. He's gonna wait for the vulture to head out on the map and then try to backstab here, which could be strong, especially if Royal goes down the ramp and starts to build a bunker there and doesn't notice that. Oh, he sees it. Ah, got him. Royal just gonna kill these few zealots easily. So that's just free damage for him. Gonna try and run up, it looks like, but not gonna happen. Royal just completely smacks down that play. And will be able to get his natural nice and easy. You can see what the plan was there for Bisu, for the vulture to go running out on the map, and then of course come in, attack those Marines from behind. You start to kill the Marines. You can stop the bunker. Then you can get the Dragoon in. Things just kind of snowball from there. But Royal, 2 on top of it, man. He's seen it all before. He is now in a great position here with the command center coming up. Bisu, not a not an unsurmountable deficit here. He can definitely make a comeback. Just needs a couple of good plays. And he will be on even footing once again. The observatory coming down. Bisu, likely to take a 3rd base here. If I'm looking at this correctly. Getting the observer out. Bunch of Dragoons on the way. He probably doesn't want to get super aggressive here. Rather just take that 3rd at an early timing. Clear out the mines and play things out a little bit more defensively until he can get that 3rd base economy rolling. So Royal, with these mines, excellent game sense here. Taking, actually, he's gonna try and jump over this. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Gotta get this vulture into that back area because, yeah, he feels what Bisu's plan is here. He feels that he wants to play passive and expand, and the best thing to do against that is just try to slow down those expansions. Oh, he just can't quite get this. Trying to hop the vulture over the wall. It's not working out. He gives up. Won't be able to get a vulture into that position. Has a dropship out on the map, though. It just barely dodges that observer. We're all going to pick up a couple more vultures and send them into the main base. Could be completely surprised at this, though he is sending 2 Dragoons back up into the main. The timing is right for 2 Dragoons in the main, just in case there is a drop, and here comes that drop now. Right in the corner. Vultures get sent out. Let's see how many kills they can get. 2 Dragoons takes a long time to clear this number of vultures, so plenty of damage likely to come down. 3 probes already, 4 and 5 about to fall. 6, 7 probes about, possibly 8, maybe 9. Okay, about 8 probes. Not too bad. Royal, 4 vultures for 8 probes. A pretty decent trade there. Bisu had the right read. He sent the Dragoons up in the main, but just not quite enough of them. You can see this. Imagine if that vulture had been hopped over the wall. He could have killed both those probes. Blown down that expansion even further. Bisu be so mad right now. He hopped 2 probes over just to kill that thing. So he spent a lot of lost mining time, and it is going to get shut down here. Bisu does have a shuttle. Can send that over to clear this vulture, but that's still super annoying. Oh my god, there's 2 probes there. That's so worth it for that 1 vulture that's already thrown down its mines. You can even pick it up as well. Fly it out of there as the Dragoons come down to clear that. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. He does pick up and escape. Nicely done. Bisu, meanwhile, going to Arbiter. Ooh, just keeping that observer alive barely. Nice job. Arbiter play here. How do I feel about it? Well, 2 base Arbiter, a 3rd base on the way now, of course, but it is going to give you a lot of power to fight in the mid game here. You can get your stasis or your recall really, really early, most likely stasis. You're not going to be overextended in terms of your economy. You're not going to have... It's not like Bisu's gone 3 base or even 4 base right away, so he's going to have a fair amount of army. The only question is Royal actually going to come out of his base, or is he just going to stay there, camp, and try to take that base in the back corner? If he does that, I don't know how I feel about this Arbiter play. Quick Arbiter might be helpful for breaking in against this Terran player. Maybe he can get some recall first. and just deal some damage in the main or something like that. It can be very difficult against a player like this who has such clutch defense and just likes to sit back, wait for the opponent to make a mistake. Bisu spotted here. He knows a recall is on the way. Third base for Bisu is done. I think we'll see Royal start to push out a little bit here. Maybe he wants to take the third in the front. It's a little bit harder to recall that way. Now, if he took the base in the back or in the center left, I would feel better about Bisu's build. Recall in the center left is very easy to pull off and very effective. There's really not a whole lot of space to put tanks and stuff, and it is on high ground, so you recall up in there, you clear the tanks, and then you basically kill that base for free. It's really hard to reinforce. So we're gonna go ahead and take this location. Now, this location is kind of a double-edged sword, right? You're in the middle, but there's also that space behind the mineral patches that can be severely exploited. Your opponent has Reaver or Templar, and he is going to have Templar this game for sure. He's already invested in the Templar tech in order to get this Arbiter out. So he's going to have Storms relatively soon with which to punish this base placement here. The placement of the mineral patches. Very vulnerable in terms of those drops. Already loading up some Zealots here. No Templar just yet. Like Bisu is thinking about breaking Royal here. I have to say, probably not a good idea to take a fight against Royal in this position. He's got such a nice defensive spot here in the bottom left. Be almost suicidal to dive in here against such an entrenched position. Ooh, eating some mines there as well. Softening up the army. Bisu taking a base in the top right-hand corner. He's extending out very far, but this is great. It's very tough for Royal to make a push happen towards that top right. So that base is going to be relatively safe. The main thing Bisu needs to concern himself with is holding a push across this center area and over towards his natural. That's the most likely direction that Royal will be pushing in. Here comes the army of Bisu. Bleeding off a few units here before any fight does occur. Recall here, heading in towards the natural. He's going to fly straight through into the main base. There's no EMP just yet. This timing with the first Arbiter of the game. Going to recall here on top of the factories. On top of a mine, unfortunately, does take a lot of damage. And the Arbiter falls relatively quick. That turret being super annoying. Just one turret in the middle of the base kills the shuttle even. And back at home, Bisu just focusing on bringing up his rallies. That did not do a whole heck of a lot in the main base. Royal dealt with this recall very nicely. And from here on in, he will have EMP as well to deflect those recalls. If indeed Bisu continues with that play. Coming up here to clean the Vulture. I don't want to lose any probes in that top right. He's done a good job so far of staying a base ahead of his opponent. But Royal is powered up. He's at 166 supply. He's going to start to shove through onto this high ground. Let's see if he can control this area. This is a very key area of the map. Great stasis there. And forces Royal back immediately. He just abandons the position. Great job by Bisu just controlling this high ground. He cannot allow Royal to take this so early. Good runaround tactic by Royal. He's going to head up towards the top right. See what kind of damage he can do while these stasis units are being defended by Bisu. There's definitely a lack of units in this area. 2 cannons on the ramp doing some damage, but there's only 1 cannon in the main. Trying to keep this cannon alive. Not much doing here for Bisu, but he doesn't lose too many probes, honestly. The moment that Bisu shifts his army towards the upper right, Royal pushes forward and snags that high ground. This is great misdirectional play from Royal. Getting Bisu's attention in one location and then using that attention to push up onto the high ground. Now going to lay some mines and shift his focus towards the upper left. He actually doesn't want to take this fight, interestingly enough. He kind of baited Bisu into thinking that he was about to push into the natural. And Bisu's moved everything over here, but in fact, Royal just wants to split the map in half, it looks like. Taking a base in the upper left. He's going to start to throw down turrets up there as well. And just match the movements of Bisu's army. Try to spread himself out. And cover the top left and the bottom left at the same time. This is interesting. He's playing like kind of a light-esque game. 1 Arbiter heading to the top, 1 Arbiter heading through the middle. EMP is available, and so many Goliaths as well. He's going to kill this easily. Oh, he misses the EMP. Where's that other Arbiter? I think it's still near the middle of the map. He can rotate this around and look for another recall. Since that EMP missed, he won't have another available here for a little while. Gives a great opportunity for Bisu to send in that second Arbiter and try to get a recall in the top left. Recalling in the top left right now, although there's nothing up there, it's excellent timing for a recall up there, because as soon as it has a recall. Okay, he gets a recall on this base. Of course, Royal's army is really close to this location, so he can just float away and bring his army forward to deal with this. I think a recall on the high ground actually... Oh, he gets the command center. Hold on. That's actually really good. I was going to say, getting a recall on the high ground is a little bit better because you can fight the Terran up the ramp and delay, kill off all those turrets and everything, and prepare yourself for another recall. But killing that command center is huge. A great move from Bisu to kill that command center and deny that base for a little bit longer. Royal has all the tanks up here. He's got all the defenses in place, but he just doesn't have any workers in that location to use that. Or, I mean, he's got workers, but he doesn't have a command center. And now this other command center is going to get denied as well. Oh, man. Bisu doing a great job of preventing Royal from easily splitting this map. And delay. That's the name of this game here. Bisu gonna kill a bunch of tanks on high ground as well. Royal getting a little bit impatient, trying to get up here and stop these units from killing his base. Ends up losing extra because of his impatience here. This is what I was talking about. Getting on high ground is so nice. Can block those units from coming up, kill off parts of the Terran army, and set up for future recalls. You can see there's no turrets up here anymore. Recall will be super simple to get off in the future. Another SCV gets picked off that command center. Not done. And Royal is kind of mining out here. He still has that third base. His natural has a few mineral patches left, but his income is hurting really bad, and additional recalls are going to come in. If Royal misses an EMP, he could end up getting wrecked here. Here comes the EMP. Taking some damage. Oh, and this science vessel got to be very careful. Retreating here onto high ground, but the siege up is very late for Royal. Nice focus on that shuttle. Picks it off and forces everything back from Bisu, but here comes the recall in the main. Does he have EMP? No, he does not. Recall in the top left. So annoying here. Bisu going to stop this command center for the second time. And this will be incredibly difficult for Royal to clear. All of the buildings that have been set up here have already been cleared out. Ooh, a good mine hit though. It's always helpful. Royal slowly pushing up into his own base here on the left side, and this is just buying a ton of time for the Arbiters of Bisu to regain some energy or to build up to their first recall. And then to break up into here again. Here comes a bunch of Zealots and Dragoons gonna try to break through this location. Splitting the army a little bit here. Royal losing some more tanks for just low numbers of Dragoons and Zealots. Delay. A stasis on these units. Super annoying. And a science vessel went down as well. That is very frustrating. Base in the center left. Ooh, Arbiter gets EMP'd. Nicely done, Royal. Buying himself a little time. That's what he needs right now to set up in upper left. He's yet to finish that command center. He's getting very close. Oh, two Arbiters gonna fight with this science vessel. Science vessel is ready to stop the next recall. Hopefully, Royal is quick enough on the draw there to stop that, because he really needs to get this base rolling in the upper left, and it looks like Bisu gonna give him enough time to do so. He doesn't have another recall to send in. Oh no, he doesn't actually. Maybe he baits an EMP with these two Arbiters. That would be very smart, but Bisu gonna push through the middle. His gateway army is kind of ridiculous. He's got no Templar or anything with this army, and things are getting eaten alive. There he goes. There's the Templar popping out of the shuttle. But this is very one-sided, it looks like. So many Dragoons just getting blasted as they try to run in, unsiege on everything. And Royal will just clean that army up so easily. Gonna fall back here. Doesn't want to overextend. Royal knows he's in a good position now with that upper left beginning to mine. Okay, not quite. Command center is still on the way here. I feel like that thing's been building forever, but just been canceled several times. So Royal gonna sit back here. He's ahead in supply, 178. Of course, Bisu will eventually remax here. He's got quite a few gateways in the top right, a lot of gateways in the bottom right as well. Oh, shuttle. Okay, it's not an Arbiter. A lot of mines there. Wow. Ton of mines to just crush those Zealots the moment that they pop out. Bisu thinking about taking top center and sending more Arbiters towards that upper left. He actually needs to clear out Royal now on that upper left. Otherwise, it's going to be in a ton of trouble. Royal can easily push. He can easily sit here on the number of bases that he's got, and eventually he will completely max out. Looks like he already has, actually, and get this push going across the map and just hit his opponent in every different location at the same time with an incredibly strong army. I feel like Bisu missed an opportunity here this game to get a recall in the center left. That's another base that went up a little while ago. It's very easy to recall on. There's not a whole lot of defenses there, and Bisu just kind of didn't really pay attention to that location. And now Royal's been mining on many bases for quite a long time here, trying to bait some mines forward. Really doing a great job, but does get some Terran mech siege damage, the tank siege damage onto some of his vultures and kill them off. Arbiters coming up here towards the top left, but there's a science vessel ready for them. Wait, science vessel's not even heading towards us. Now he's gonna go in for that base. Finally actually gonna get this recall, I think. Nicely done. Gets the recall on this center left base. That is huge. We'll be able to pick that off, and it's really tough for Royal to send his army through to reinforce this. Super difficult. So doing a good job of denying that base. Still, Royal has two fresh bases in the top left. So with all these Dragoons kind of stuck in the back here, it's not, that's not great, man. What is that, like 24 Dragoons just stuck here? I feel like that's 2 control groups of Dragoons that are in a shooting gallery here. Oh, Recall gets into the natural of the upper left. Dragoons are going to be able to run through as well with these Zealots and start to take out this base possibly. Is he just going to focus the command center? Looks like he will. Can he get this command center? Yeah, the command center is going to go down here. Another nice denial on that command center. And knocking suddenly Royal down to just 1 base economy. How did that happen? A series of good recalls here, putting Royal back into the doghouse, making him regret not setting up more defenses at that center left. Just a EMP there would have been potentially game winning, but he hasn't been able to get it off. Here comes another Arbiter. Gonna fly into the center left. Let's see where he delivers this next recall. Tons of tanks and vultures are ready for this fight, but he's gonna go up to high ground. Oh, good EMP, nice. EMP gets EMP gets thrown down. The recall is canceled, and this kind of gives Royal another breath of fresh air in this game. He's gonna have a little bit of breathing room here while Bisu decides what his next move is going to be. That recall could have been deadly, but now he's got that economy rolling in the top left. High Templar is going to be thrown down. Zealots on top of tanks. Big storms here. Where are the big storms? Okay, that's not too bad. Tanks coming down for reinforcement. Great target for these storms. But the Zealots have been cleaned up for the most part, and tanks against Dragoons is a pretty good matchup for the Terran. Gonna be killing off some more of these tanks, pushing them back. Another base going up here in the 12 o'clock, but Royal already on top of that. Gonna stop the mining here at that location. Looks like some Zealots are gonna be sent out. Try to deal with this. Oh man, that was good. Oh, kills the tank unfortunately, but those well-placed mines just about cleared all of those Zealots, and they gave Royal a good position. EMP, 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 EMP. Oh no, EMP. And then a command center just floating down towards these Dragoons. That's unfortunate. Could end up losing that command center. He's not really reacting to that either. Another recall here in the back. Ooh, big recall with some Templar as well. Nice mine placement, but the Zealot's gonna drag a bunch of these mines forward. Ooh, Vultures just clean that up really well. Get rid of a ton of those Zealots. And the mine connections are not that great. Royal just picks up his command center, floats back a little ways, and now he cleans this army up easily. And Bisu gotta be racking his brain for how can he actually win this game now. Royal gonna set down and work towards maxing out once again. Big army in the center. I don't actually know what Bisu's doing with that. Okay, he's just gonna clear out. It's a perfect place to send your units for a recall. But Bisu thinking about taking that base, actually. Taking the center would be pretty crazy. The mining down in the bottom right for Bisu has been continuously denied throughout this game. Oh, another great EMP. Nicely done. Oh, big storm here. Oh, the storm is so good, and Zealot's gonna dive right on top of these tanks. Another great storm. So many tanks going down with that. Bisu getting some great value out of the storms. What are these Dragoons doing here in the back? I guess they came from the center left base after killing off that command center. They wanted some more. Gonna find it here in the natural. Maybe more than they bargained for. Yeah, they just back away, head back towards that center left. Make sure that Royal at least can't snag that base. There's still quite a few fresh bases out here on the map. Let's count them up. We've got 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the center left base, and the center base right in the middle of the map are all pretty much fresh bases. Oh, there's also the bottom right base that Royal is contesting right now with some tanks behind the mineral patches. A reasonably flush base there with plenty of minerals left over. So another Arbiter coming forward. Gonna be maybe another EMP. Doesn't have full energy, so eating an EMP there wouldn't be too bad. This Arbiter heading down to the bottom left, and Bisu slowly running out of steam in this game. He's got to get something done, but what is it? Where is he going to go? Nice dodge. EMP. Not able to connect there. Running in here towards the natural is probably not the best course of action. Bisu going to be thrown back after just killing a few buildings and a few zealots, or a few vultures. Gonna try to dive in once again, dropping some zealots on top of this army. He does get a pretty decent stasis. It's not the best, but he's starting to break in towards the natural. Royal has lines upon lines upon lines of tanks though in the back. Great storm there. Dealing a lot of damage. Can he actually get up here and finish off these tanks though? Some reinforcement tanks heading down the map. More zealots running up here towards the natural. Can he actually break in and crack this natural? Get in on top of the reinforcement line here from Royal. It's pretty close, but it seems that Royal will stabilize here. GG is called. Bisu taps out, and Royal takes yet another victory. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. Who can take down Royal in this matchup? It's not Bisu. It's not Mini. Is it gonna be Movie? Let's find out. Movie spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Royal in the top left. Vertical spawns here. It's been a rough day here for Protoss, man. I thought they were gonna be able to sweep Terran easily based on the results from the regular season of KCM here. It seemed like a certainty, but once again, history repeats itself. Terran playing very, very well in the semifinals. Generally, they don't make it through the finals. Terran doesn't win a lot of seasons of KCM, but they seem to somehow do really well in the semifinals. And don't quote me on this, but I think there's been at least 2 or 3 of the past 5 KCM seasons when Terran made a comeback in the semifinals and ended up going into the finals. That's pretty annoying if you are in that second place spot. You know, the squads worked very hard to get to that second place spot, but you end up getting kicked out by the third place in the semifinals. It just makes, I guess, the weeks of KCM leading up to that just that much more important. You know, you don't want to be in the semifinals. You want to get that first place spot. Last week, Protoss had their opportunity to snag that, but Zerg shut them down, took the first place, and advanced to the finals. So hopefully Protoss doesn't go down here. I want to see ZVP finals. ZVT is really, really fun too, but ZVP... that's been the rivalry that's been going on throughout this season, and I want to see how these two races are matched up against each other. Now that's enough from me anyway. We are getting into this game now. Royal getting that nice scout off. seeing everything here. Zealot first from movie coming across the map. There's no supply depot on the left or right hand side of this barracks yet, but the corner, the top left corner of the barracks against the bottom right corner of the command center does pretty much the same job. You can just dart between those two locations and deal that damage, but of course you have to keep this SCV alive as well. That SCV finishes up the factory just in time. And these Marines are going to push the Zealot back. Looks like the SCV just barely not able to block the natural Nexus from movie. It was a little unfortunate. He was gunning for it, trying to get in there, but now he's going to get a full nice scout of the main. Taking a little fight here with the Marines and Vulture. Taking quite a bit of hull damage, though, on his Dragoon here. That's unfortunate. Only able to pick off a single Marine, so doesn't feel like the greatest trade there. That Dragoon has been taken so low, and the Zealot got picked off. Royal snags the low ground. Does start to throw down his command center as well, so could be feeling good here. Oh, trapped behind the mineral patches. The scouting SCV is taken out. Vulture coming across the map, but everything looking nice and normal. Which map is this? This is Revolver, right? Yeah, this is Revolver. You can tell because of that tiny ramp and the 4 eggs in the natural. Actually, 6 eggs if you count the ones on the main ramp. Quite a strange map. Not the crowd favorite, that's for sure. A lot of people don't like this map, but does add some interesting play. A Marine tank push coming across the map from Royal. Let's see what he can do with this. There is that one damaged Dragoon. It's kept in the back, but do you imagine, if you think like your opponent, you can definitely guess where that is and throw or shoot that Dragoon in the back. Both the Vultures get picked off very quickly. Now just 5 Marines going after that weakened Dragoon. Can he actually get it? Oh, pulled back perfectly in time. He just needs to focus that down. Oh, another Dragoon falls. Another Dragoon falls. 3 Dragons have been taken out so far. All the Marines are dead, but hey, another Vulture arrives in the natural. Going to start to throw down mines. 1 tank, 1 Vulture. Ooh, 1 more mine. Oh, that mine not quite able to go off. This one gonna go, though. Boo! Beautiful hit there. And the Observer does come out. The tank gonna survive, falling back here. Whoa. Oh, actually, maybe not. There's that one last shot. Tank goes down. The movie makes a little bit back off of his investment there. Lost quite a few Dragoons, but at least he got that tank. If that tank would have escaped, that would have been a pure win for Royal. Picking off all those Dragoons and keeping that tank alive would be just super strong. I'm surprised Royal didn't bring any SCVs with that attack. Had he brought like 2-3 SCVs, possible he could have just broken movie there and gotten like critical damage, because he brought him down to just 1 single Dragoon. He had a little bit more muscle with that army. I feel like he could have even gotten a bunker down, maybe get some Marines in there. But well, all is said and done, things are relatively even. I would put Royal at a slight advantage here. Movie going to be snagging his 3rd base. An academy and that armory on the way. Well, just gets 1 kill, kills that one probe, sneaks away. What's the plan here for Royal? It is a very, very big map. He's shown that he can play long macro games at a very high level here in his previous game against Bisu. Got mines. Oh, this is so good for Royal. He's been amazing with his defense this entire semi-final here. Going to drag a mine in. Nice pullback of the SCVs. Does lose one though. Tank gets picked off. And a Vulture as well. So Goliath, Tank, and Vulture all fell just for a single Zealot. Not too bad. A couple of SCVs went down as well. Pretty good harassment so far from Movie. Let's see what else he can do. Be careful with that Reaver now. It is low HP. No shields, that's for sure. Royal just going to sit back here in his main base. Keep it safe. As Movie moves towards the front of the natural. Can he actually break through here? Mine on the high ground, and the Reaver drops out for another shot. Kills that tank. Where are the tanks of Royal? Oh, Royal sieging up on high ground. Picks off that Reaver. Will force the retreat here. Nicely done. Movie was thinking about trying to break right in there, but with the Reaver being killed, he decides to turn away. Look for somewhere else to harass. Nice scan there to pick off the Observer. Royal setting up for a third base here and a second armory as well. So planning for a long game here. Royal gonna carefully take that third when he's ready. This base has quite a distance between the third and natural, but it's a little different because we don't have a ramp or a flat ground between the third and natural. It's a high ground area with a bridge, so it's not quite as easy to hit all along the side of the Terran's army as they're pushing towards that third. The gap in the middle is not as big of a factor as it is on some of these other maps. Royal, look at all the mines Royal has in his base as well. He is so well prepared. I feel like he has been playing the best defensive Terran that we've seen today against Protoss. He's just really crisp, it feels like, with his defense. He's on top of everything. He's always got mines. He's always got turrets in the right spots. It's been a little bit rocky here and there, but overall, some great play coming out of Royal today. See if he can snag this third base without any delay. Royal sieging up, leapfrogging the tanks forward. There is a shuttle here, so he's got to be careful not to stack the tanks up too much, lest there be a bunch of splash thrown down by Zealots being bombed here. Uh-oh, this might have been an overextension. Diving forward on these tanks. Good target fire on the Reaver there, but he gets a one shot off. Kills quite a few tanks there. I think about 2 tanks go down. I really thought that more would have fallen. 27 HP on one of these tanks. Be careful. Gotta siege up here before the Dragoons dive forward. Oh, 2 Dragoons headed in the wrong direction. Stupid Dragoons with their pathing end up getting picked off there. And Royal will secure his third without further delay, putting him in a good spot here to power up into the mid game. A 4th base coming up from Movie. Mine's going to be laid here. Be some good connections. Nicely done. Off that probe as well, but cannons are already here. Gonna go for a few more probes at the third. Not gonna get too much. Sees that the Templar have already been added on. Movie preparing for his mid game. That 4th base economy and plenty of shuttles, Reavers, and of course Templar with Storm. The Gateway Man. Gateway Man has really been the name of the game here for Protoss throughout this series. Only, I guess, Bisu has gone for Arbiter, and was it Snow? I think Snow went for Carrier against Mong. But that's about it. Every single game has been Gateway Man with Speed Shuttle. at least in the early part of the game. Now gonna dive in here towards the third. Can he actually break this location? A lot of the zealots getting stuck on each other, and the storms come down, but not the greatest. There's a great storm, executing a ton of these vultures, but the spread is really, really nice for Royal. Actually, these zealots coming from behind are pretty clutch. But in the end, Royal does clean up, shoves everything back. His supply has been dropped dangerously low, but his third base still stands, and that's what's important. The third base is there. Vultures can be re-rallied, mines can be relayed, tanks can be reproduced, but that base is eternal now. That third base will probably last for the rest of this game after throwing Movie back. The only real choice here for Movie is to expand more. He's got to take more bases. Try to deny a fourth if possible. +2, +1 already done. +3, +2 is on the way. That'll be the breakpoint, the upgrade breakpoint that Royal will be looking forward to. Templar out here in the front. In the rallies getting picked off. That is very painful for Movie. One more shot. Not quite able to get it. Templar survives with only 9 HP. But it does survive. Be very useful later on for the Templar drops. We haven't seen a whole lot of Templar dropping on mineral patches this series, but for good reason. Royal has been really quite well defended throughout, making it very difficult for his opponents to get any kills with those Templar. Any SCV kills with those Templar. 2 more bases in the bottom right. Movie taking a little risk here. Double Expo. He's betting that Royal's not going to come across the map and try to kill him here. And he's switching into carrier tech. This is exactly what we saw from Bisu, or excuse me, from Snow in that Snow versus Mong match. Taking some early fights with the Templar and shuttle play. And then later on transitioning into carrier when nearly half the map's been taken. Now, I really like this. I feel like this takes very strong advantage over Terran players who want to play super back, when they want to play super defensive. You can really force a fight here. You either force Royal to come out and take a fight before carriers are done, and that can give you an opportunity to run over this army with a bunch of gateway and drops. Gateway units and drops. But if they just stay back and don't take that fight, then you can just build up your carrier number. You can get into, you know, 4, 6 carriers while the Terran player is dragging his feet, taking more bases and defending, and then all of a sudden you've got this great carrier army. 4 Stargates just pumping away right now. That is that's a lot of production. 2 rounds of carriers. He's gonna have 8 carriers, so it kind of puts the timer back onto the Terran player, whereas up until this moment it's been kind of on the Protoss to get over here and do some damage and slow the Terran player down. Now it's on Royal to pick up and go across the map and actually attack before these carriers start to hit. So I like the play a lot. It makes a lot of sense to me. Now this army is coming across looking for a fight. This is the moment where Movie could do a lot of damage, where he could reset this tank count and give himself a good lead here. But this position in the middle is way too good. You cannot go this direction. He drops a bunch of storms, not the greatest ones though. I want to see Movie just back off here, let the tank army of Royal come forward, and then dive on it when it is out of position a little bit, when it's not on this high ground, just sieged up in a defensive spot. It'll give him a much better trade. He's actually moving around the right-hand side here. A really good storm on those front units. Another good storm there. Tanks not really moving into that one, but still got some good kills. Royal gonna split his army and start to send a bunch of it down towards the right. Actually, he's kind of whiffling. He's kind of waffling here a little bit. Not sure what to do. Sending some army down to the bottom left, sending some to the bottom right. Pulling a mine there, almost getting an entire SCV line for that mine, but Royal gonna take this base, these two bases out, excuse me. Kill them, but he doesn't have a lot of Goliaths, so as soon as these carriers have their interceptors, they should be able to come out here and clean this. Here they are. 5 carriers have been sent out. These probes are getting massacred. This base will end up going down, but still, the movie does have 4 bases. He's got the base, the bottom right, and that natural at the bottom right. His army is coming back. Let's see how he does with these carriers. How his micro holds up against this. Uh-oh, not combining the armies here. Bunch of dragoons running in and getting killed for free. That's no good. The Goliaths have been lowered in number by enough where I feel like 4 carriers can definitely deal with this. He just targets these down. Oh my god, there's even more carriers. Okay, we're up to 7 now. Tanks are going to die super quick from this point forward. He clears the tank army, pushes everything back, so Movie buys himself some space. He saves these probes as well. That is big. Bunch of probes get saved down there. And Movie can pretty easily resaturate that base. He's going to go back up to 5 bases. Meanwhile, Royal's floating command centers because he just doesn't have the money to make more command centers at this point. There's floating command centers forward. He's moving his army through the middle of the map, but he really needs a defensive position that he can start to hold. Bunch of vultures coming forward, trying to snag some Templar kills, actually getting quite a few. Storm there on this big group of units. That's a lot of tanks, man. Still 170 supply. This army cannot be denied. You cannot deny that this is a powerful army here. 3-2 is definitely done at this point, and Movie just gonna have to micro his way out of this situation, backing away a little bit by a little bit, killing off as many of these. Oh, Storm should be big here. Okay, nice splitting, really nice splitting. You gotta kind of treat the Goliaths like hydras in this situation and split them away from the storms. We're just shoving forward here. Another wave of Goliaths being shoved back, being sent out to resupply here. I think if Movie moves straight north, he could actually potentially deny this base once again. Yeah, he's gonna get up there and stop these SCVs from mining. That's a pretty sweet trade. High ground carriers with cannons covering them is super annoying if he just continues to pick off some of these tanks. I think focusing the Goliaths is the wrong call here. Kill the tanks so they can't kill off these cannons here, and he should be fine. Actually, I think the pylon went down. None of those cannons are unpowered. Wait, are these cannons powered? No, they're not. Oh god, the cannons not being powered is huge. If you just kill the tanks there, then the cannons can easily kill these Goliaths as they try to run up. You really can't be broken in that situation. But he allows the pylon to go down, and now Royal is actually sort of able to shove his way up here. Where's the storm? I thought I saw a Templar underneath this army, but the interceptors count is getting very low. Looks like the Templar got sniped, and just a few zealots are gonna run up here. There's another Templar. Can he actually get a great storm here? It looks like he will. Good storms on the left hand side, killing a bunch of the tanks. Another great storm on that low ground. Oh, that's so painful. Movie just barely hanging on here. He's got so many carriers in this army. 11 carriers, but he doesn't really have the money to make interceptors, I feel. Only 100 minerals in the bank, and Royal is shoving up this ramp. He's sending army units all around the map to actually pick off mining probes as well. This base is almost about to go down. More storms being thrown on these Goliaths, and the interceptor number is starting to get huge, but this is big. Losing this mining down here at the bottom right is massive. He's still trying to keep this army back. He's only managed to keep his mining at the main base there at the bottom right. All the other locations have been picked off, and that is the sole mining base for Movie at this point. Pressure is on now. Can he get across the map and actually hurt Royal at this point? I think that Royal's economy is too good. He can reproduce these Goliaths, but does he have an undeniable number of carriers now? Look at how many carriers are. 11 carriers. He's filling up those interceptors slowly but surely. He doesn't need to produce any more carriers at this point. He just needs to get in here, kill all these turrets, and break into this base. Uh-oh, Goliath's coming from the left-hand side there. Gonna try and deal some damage. He can pick off the tanks easily. Firing down on those tanks. He's gonna focus the command center, looks like. Just kill that command center and forget about it. Now he can go up towards the top left and stop that command center. Ooh, two Dark Templars dealing a lot of damage as these vultures trying to get up into the bottom right main. Oh man, these Templars really need to throw down their storms. Throw down your storms. Come on. Get some good storms there. But the vultures may end up being able to kill this cannon and actually deny all of the mining there. One more command center gonna go down. This army here of carriers is a little bit scary, man. I would say a lot of bit scary, actually. Even though there's a huge supply advantage for Royal, can he actually track these down? Can he stop the mining? That's really the main thing. Stop the mining so that these interceptors can't be rebuilt. But then you gotta kind of force this down. You know, you gotta kill all these interceptors. You have to stop him from killing all of your command centers as well. Wow, another command center goes down. Movie, I almost feel like it's time to head back home. Head back home and get some mining going once again, because really the only way you lose this game now is if all the mining gets stopped and your interceptors all die. That is the only way. These are the final probes down here at bottom left. He's got no more money left. He can't even make a single probe at this point. No probes can be made. Long distance mining for both players. There's no money left for Royal. He doesn't have any Goliaths in production, I think. Another carrier goes down, but still so many carriers left over. I feel like at this point trying to kill carriers is a losing battle. It doesn't really make sense. You gotta kill these interceptors. GG. Wow. Movie. The carrier transition works out. It pays off. Great micro throughout, and he just takes that win. I cannot believe that he managed to kill all of those bases. Turrets mean nothing against that number of carriers, man. He was desperately trying to build turrets in the top right-hand corner, and the carriers just completely ignored it. Killed the command center, and moved on. That was ridiculous. Now, Movie taking out Royal, that is pretty big, but it's not the end of the story, guys. We've got one more revive, or we've got a revive for the Terran and a revive for the Proton still left over. Who are they going to bring back to take down this beast? Who can take out Movie? Is it going to be Light, Royal, Rush, or Mong? There are 4 options here. Let's find out in our next game. All right, it was a great game of PvP Royal versus Movie. Royal played very, very well, but the power of the carrier cannot be undone. Was way too strong in the late game, and Royal wants another shot at the champ, man. He instantly takes that revive his partners are saying go for it, because that was a crazy close game. He's definitely capable of taking this guy down, but he needs to be maybe a little bit more aggressive. Not allow those carrier numbers to grow quite so much. I know that's, again, not the greatest advice. It doesn't feel that good to hear that when you're telling your friends that, oh, carrier's OP. It doesn't feel very nice. They just say, oh, you're not supposed to let them get that number. I know, I hate it too, but it is what it is. You have to be aggressive. You have to force Movie here not to just bank carriers until he gets to 11. That's just it's just not gonna work. Looks like the Zealot manages to get by here. The Pro buying enough time in the main base, just keeping him busy. Nice control. Oh, really good there by Royal. Just keeping that Marine alive is super important. Not allowing another shot to go down there. And this Zealot will eventually be pushed back. However, a second Zealot in the natural going to be annoying. We'll be able to juke back and forth between those two areas, but oh man, that's not good. Another Zealot up here in the main. The first Zealot does go down though, so this aggression will eventually end. Maybe you can get this one SCV though. No, not gonna happen. Movie gets pushed back, and the base of Royal will complete. This fresh command center gonna go down without too much more trouble. Only one Zealot lost for a bit of pressure here. Not too bad, but Royal didn't lose anything. Back to building up his natural. He's looking good, looking real good. Just like the previous game, both players doing very, very nice. And a proxy out here from Movie, excuse me. Whoa. Uh-oh. SCV's trapped. SCV's trapped. Oh, it's gonna get through here. Nicely done. She kind of juked him, but eventually does get knocked down. There's the Robo. So we're gonna have a real quick drop into the main here from Movie. That, or maybe... No, it doesn't make sense. There's a factory there already. This would be a pretty darn slow Reaver push at the front, if that was the plan. So I don't think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a super quick drop into the main. Possibly a couple Zealots and a Dragoon getting dropped in there first, followed by a Reaver. Possibly. Let's find out. A third Nexus going to be thrown down by Movie over here in the center left. And the hopes here are riding on Royal. It's got to be a lot of pressure with Light Rush and Mong at your back, coaching you, telling you how to get through this one. That is a lot of pressure. Those are some great players to be trying to meet their expectations. That's quite a burden. I don't envy Royal's position here, but he's been playing excellently so far, living up to expectations, actually exceeding expectations, and doing very well for himself. Now a engineering bay is done, but no turret so far, and he needs his turret ring yesterday actually. Oh, he's gonna fly the eBay. That eBay, if it flies just like, oh no, it stopped. The eBay stopped. It's so close to scouting this, just on accident scouting this proxied Robo here. That would be so huge if he saw that. But it's literally just barely out of range here. That is crazy. This Marine tank Vulture push is coming up here. Tanks are a little bit ahead, but no focus on any of these, so he will get to push farther forward. Let's see what he can do damage-wise to Movie here. Movie falling back. He just needs to defend this push, and then his Reaver is going to deal massive damage in the main, almost 100%, because there's just nothing back at home. So That shuttle is now flying in. Royal sees it, man. He's got one turret. Reaver's gonna land here. How much damage can it get done? Mines being thrown down right beside this SCV trail, which is frankly pretty frightening. Looks like some damage going down here in the natural of Movie, but Royal not really controlling, and 6 kills already on this Reaver. 7 kills, in fact, and the attack at the front of Movie's base has also been stopped here. That is not good. Another shot. Oh, right over the mineral patches. Nicely done. That Scarab diving over the patches, somehow connecting with those SCVs, dealing a ton of damage to Royal's economy. One more shot. Not quite. Bit of a dud there. Another shot, maybe from high ground. Could get some damage. Looks like he wants to drop again. Ooh, Reaver gets picked off. Very good by Royal to get that Reaver, but his economy has been badly hurt. His tank count has been completely reset. He's just got 1 tank left over. Kind of let his tanks just go to work in the natural while he was trying to defend this, and all of the tanks ended up going down. So Royal in a world of hurt, man. A Stargate follow-up here from Movie, and you know what that means. It's another carrier game, boys. More carriers on the way. This is a great position to go carrier from as well. He's already got that 3rd base. He's in an ahead position here, and he's just gonna go straight into carrier, man. No problem. That's gonna work out real well for Movie, I think, this game. Like, he will end up losing this Reaver pretty much for free, but no more mines in this Vulture, unfortunately. Oh, one more Vulture mine. No mines in there. Oh, nicely done. Will finish that Reaver off and gets a Dragoon on the backside as well. I think that was just 3 Vultures for a Reaver and a Dragoon. Not too bad. Not too bad. Nexus in the center. Oh, I love it. Movie. Nexus in the center is so smart right here. I love it. Monopoly is a great map for carrier. We really haven't seen it come out yet, which is so shocking to me because we have this center. It's a perfect base. You've got 360-degree movement with the carriers. You can go anywhere on the map from that location. It's a perfect place to fall back to as well. Wherever you're attacking, just fall back to that center base. And yeah, it just seems so intuitively amazing, in my opinion. But we haven't really seen it yet. We're gonna see it here today, see how good it is, see if Royal's able to shut it down. I doubt it from this position, though. Movie is already pretty far behind, and this center base is gonna just catapult Movie into the lead here. You can pick up another group. You can pick up a group of probes and send them up into that 3rd base, or into that mid base, excuse me. He is going to be feeling really good about his position. Looks like one more Stargate, going up to triple Stargate before getting the Citadel there. And that means that 3 carriers will be popping out at the same time. I guess it'll be 2 to start, and then 3 more rallying up. So up to 5 carriers. That's where you get the real critical mass there. 4 or 5 carriers is when they can really start to deal that damage. But Royal, sensing some weakness here, gonna start to push across the map immediately. I hope he doesn't take too much time stopping here to kill this Robo. That Robo is kind of useless at this point. He really just needs to go for the kill right now. And I don't think that Movie is aware of the positioning of these tanks. They're going to get right up here in the natural immediately. And we don't have Zealot speed yet. I don't see any other shuttles either. These Zealots will get completely wrecked if they try to run forward. Ooh, got to keep those... Oh, Reaver gets sniped too. You got to keep those Goliaths alive right now because the carriers are about to come out. You got to get Goliaths up here. It must have been Royal with the scout to find out about these carriers and make this push happen. He should be rallying pure Goliath from this point. along with a few vultures and some SCVs just to build those turrets. Here comes the turrets. Gonna start a couple here in the front, just to give these tanks a little bit more cover. Only 2 carriers are out, so that's not enough to push back this number of turrets and Goliaths. This will just get wrecked. Ooh, a big mine there. He's got to focus this shuttle. Shuttle does go down, but breaks into the natural here. Pure Goliath popping out. It's not going to fight very well against these Dragoons. Dragoons, though, pretty low HP, will get cleaned up by the Goliaths and Vultures that have been sent back from the front. Royal going to rotate now, try to take out this third base. This is a moment of vulnerability, though. The 4th carrier has popped, and Royal needs to kill this base right here, right now, before the carrier number gets too high, before the carriers start to pick off these tanks too much. And that mid base is already kicking in here, so yeah, just focusing down the tanks. Movie really doing the right thing here. The Goliaths are not that big of a deal. Great targeting. Oh, almost loses a carrier. That would have been huge. Gonna pull that back, and yeah, he needs to focus down these last couple of tanks here before he loses this all important nexus. He's only mining on 2 bases. Once this nexus goes down, this is the main base and that center base, and that's all he's got. See how important that center base is going to be, guys. I told you. That's a great idea. Ooh, mines hurting so badly, these few zealots that have managed to be produced here. I think Movie, these zealots, I mean, if they hadn't hit those mines, he might have actually been able to clear this. You can see how few tanks and vultures there are in this army, but his zealots are just so low. After eating that mine damage, he does have to back away. He's going to lose all the probes in that base and knock down just a 2 base economy here against a 2 base Terran player. That's never a good sign. A dropship is now out. Royal gonna start pressuring there in the middle. Hopefully Movie is aware. We'll find a way to get over here and defend his middle base, because that's really all he has. Instead, he's gonna send his carriers over to the main. That's quite a few carriers, man. Carrier numbers are just bumping up here by quite a lot. How many does he have now? There's another carrier rallying up, somehow getting the money together to pop out all of these carriers. He's going to take a fight with the Goliaths here in the front. No tank support here in the front, and Zealots plus Dragoons can push this back easily. Zealots and Dragoons heading down to the south here. Gonna take out this third base. There's a few tanks coming down here. I think all Movie needs to do is rotate these carriers over and finish off the tanks at the third base, and he should be in good... Oh, wait, there's only 1 tank. Only 1 tank! Holy cow, that's crazy. Royal dropping down so far in supply, 82 now. Trying to build emergency turrets out here in the front. He's also still building SCVs, man. You gotta float that command center away, I think. Still fighting here with the carriers. There are way too many interceptors, though. Royal running out of steam here. He had a great push, but the carriers, once again, the power of the carrier cannot be undone. Zealots sprinting in the front. Carriers, 8 carriers here, just bashing through the Goliath line. Not enough missiles to shoot all of these down out of the air, and he's just pumping out gateway units now. No need for any more carriers. 8 is more than enough to finish this game. GG. Royal taps out. Movie is victorious. Terran has been eliminated. Gets the clapper from KCM. Very nicely done, Movie. Your carrier play is outstanding. Making a perfect transition there. Royal did everything he could to exploit that transition moment, but it still wasn't enough. Somehow, Movie scrapes the money together to pump those 8 carriers and end the game. That is crazy, man. Movie is so good with the carrier. Can't wait to see him in ASL this season. I think he's going to do great. And I can't wait to see the next week of KCM, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell as well. Join the Discord if you haven't already. You'll get alerts from me every time I post a video. Next week, guys, it's going to be Protoss versus Zerg, the matchup that I wanted to see. And I cannot wait to see which players Zerg decides to bring out. I'm going to guess right now, Soma, Queen, Hero, and one more. Let's see. Sulky. I think Sulky's going to come out again. He hasn't been out for a while, but he is definitely one of the clutchest players. My favorite Zerg player. I hope to see him next week. Guys, I hope to see you as well. Let's go into our final end screen. So there you have it, guys. Our Africa TV live stream. Zerg versus Protoss 2022 Season 2 Finals. That is going to be a lot of fun to see the players in person. Definitely tune into that, guys. Go and check out the live stream as well. Just for some support. Support KCM, guys. Go to his channel. I got the link in the description down below. Just check it out. Give him a thumbs up. He's doing a great job. And we'll cast this live final and have it out to you as soon as possible. I will do my very best to get it to you the next day after it is finished. Get that English version, so you don't have to wait around. I know that a lot of you guys are excited, so I will do my very best, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sayanasi. Have a lovely rest of your week.